Welcome back, everybody. 2 years ago, Danny and Kathy Freeman were murdered in their own home. Their daughter, 16-year-old Ashley Freeman, and her best friend, Laura Bible, have simply vanished. 2 missing people, 2 murders, and a lot of suspicions that reach deep into the heart of a small American town. It was a crime that shocked the small town of Welch, Oklahoma. A quiet couple murdered, their home set ablaze, and their teenage daughter and her best friend missing. On the evening of December 29, 1999, Laura Bible went to spend the night with her best friend, Ashley Freeman. It was Ashley's 16th birthday, and they had planned a small family celebration. Then, at around 4 in the morning, a fire broke out, and less than an hour later, little was left of the trailer home. At first, only one victim was found in the smoldering ashes, Kathy Freeman, Ashley's mother. But where were Ashley's father, Danny Freeman, and the 2 girls? What really happened in the Freeman house that night? Joining us now are Lorraine and Jay Bible, who are perhaps living the worst nightmare that a parent could imagine. Let's go back to what did happen, how you got to this point. You have a wonderful little girl who goes to her best friend's house for a sleepover. The next thing you know, you're getting a call from your boss to come to the office. What did he say to you?
He said there's a sheriff's deputy here that needs to talk with you.
And what did he tell you?
We went to my office and he asked me if I knew Ashley Freeman. I told him yes, that was Laura's best friend, that she'd spent the night. And he said, there's been a fire, the house is a total loss, and we found 1 body. And my thing to them, there was 4 people in that house.
Right.
They come back, they said there's still 1 body.
What did you do? You took matters into your own hands.
We went out there, we looked, we got inside where the trailer was, and laying there in plain sight was the body of Danny Freeman.
Wait a minute. 2 distraught parents looking for their daughter go and, after the investigators have so-called investigated, you as concerned parents go back through the crime scene, going through the rubble, and discover a body?
Yeah, but we didn't have to go through any body. We walked up into there, and within 5 minutes of being there, there was his body in plain sight. When we found him, there was footprints on him. On his chest, on his legs. They had been walking on him the day before.
So you find Danny Freeman, the father of Ashley, who was burnt in the rubble.
I mean, yes, ultimately he was burnt, but that wasn't the cause of his death.
What was the cause of his death?
He'd been shot.
How did you know that?
You could tell by looking at the body. He had no face from the upper teeth up to his head. It was absolutely gone.
What kind of theory did this lead to? I mean, here you think everybody has been burned in the home. You get there, they only find 2 bodies, or you found 1 body, the police found another. You believe one of them had been shot.
There was problems with Danny's family and the sheriff's department a year previous. He'd had a son that was shot by one of the local sheriff's deputies there and was killed. And there was a lot of friction between the Freeman family and the sheriff's department that had developed from that. I think Danny Freeman and his family was working toward a wrongful death lawsuit against the county.
You weren't the only family affected. There were other friends of the family. Like you said, your whole community has gotten involved with this. I want you to meet Katie Dorsey and her mom, Deanna. They were very, very close with the Freemans. And Katie, I understand that you were supposed to be there that night. And the only reason you didn't go is because you were grounded. Mom had grounded you. But to be so young and to have lost such a dear friend, what are you going through?
It's very difficult at school. You don't have anybody there. I mean, you have like your associate friends, but not that best friend that you did have. Not one that you went to lunch with every day, not one that you spent like every waking moment with.
What are you thinking right now about this whole case? What could have happened?
I believe very, very, very strongly that the Craig County Sheriff's Department had everything to do with it. Just because I know of incidents Ashley would tell me about, they would watch their house, they parked down, just like down the road in a barn, and they would follow Danny into town as he went to town and then follow him back home and park in that same barn and sit there and watch every moment they left the house.
So your friend Ashley did express fear for her family because of the police shooting of her brother and the
Yes.
fact that the family stood up to the police officers, and then you honestly believe
Yes,
that the sheriff's department had something to do with it.
yes.
Thank you so much. We have someone else who's joining us who's very close to this case, Dwayne Vansell, Danny Freeman's brother. 2 weeks before Danny was murdered, he told Dwayne that if anything happened to him or anything happened to his family, the sheriff's department probably had something to do with it. Dwayne thinks there was a connection to the sheriff's department, and the murders of Danny and Kathy Freeman were part of a big cover-up. We're going to talk to the cops about that, too. What really happened?
Oh, what's with the walking footprints all over his body? How come you guys didn't find that?
Kim, where are the girls? What really happened to those girls?
We heard that the girls were sold as slaves to truck drivers. We heard all sorts of things.